Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests, especially Katie. It is short and ugly and cool, but I love it. Any idea what it is about? Anybody?
A pug dog.
It is about one of those fanboys, which is a handy abbreviation for English coordinating conjunctions. As I thought, I should never, ever, under no circumstances, start a sentence with "and," "but," or "so." I thought it's a strict rule, but I was wondering, if this rule exists, why so many people, skilled speakers, politicians, writers, keep violating it over and over again? When I'm an accounter or a grammarian, it is very hard for me to distinguish proper from faulty uses of coordinating conjunctions. When I'm speaking, it's very tempting for me to start a sentence with "and," "but," or "so." That's why I decided to do a little research and find out what grammar, linguistics, and smart people say about this subject. What I found out, I'm sorry, I skipped. So what I found out is that there is nothing wrong about using "and," "but," or "so" in the beginning of a sentence, but there is an if. It should be justified stylistically or serves a purpose. It should be used in moderation, not overdone. And the sentence should be full. I'm sharing with you this result today because I hope that you may find this information useful. But also, I have another reason. This is sort of selfish. When I was thinking about this, I felt myself a little bit like a bear of a very little brain, thinking about everything. So I had to get this thing out into the open and make sure it's really thinkish. I don't expect you believe me on this subject blindly. That's why I want to tell you what sources I was using during my research. It was a very wide range of sources, starting from Facebook posts, Twitter posts, blogs, up to academic publications. There is a very interesting journal, I haven't had any idea it existed, published by Elsevier, which is called Journal of Pragmatics, which talks about this kind of things, and Manual of Styles. I will mention it during my talk a little bit later. The easiest thing to find out was that there is no such hard and fast rule. That's what Chicago Manual on Style says. This rule is a widespread belief with no historical or grammatical foundation. Still, the opinions in the sources I was reading were within very wide spectrum between conservative no up to very rebellious yes. The most conservative one consider "and," "but," or "so" in the beginning of sentences to be noir. And it can be traced down to the way kids learn grammar at school. The easiest way to make sure they don't start writing or speaking in fragments is to tell them never to start a sentence with "and," "but," or "so." Another extreme says this rule was created to be broken. And they say that you can use "and," "but," and "so" as you wish, anytime. And an interesting thing is that it can be traced, it originated in an environment of programmers, this approach. And it actually mirrors this algorithmic way of thinking, if that. The rules I was presenting earlier were distilled from all the opinions between these two extremes. The first one, I will not dwell a lot on it, is pretty straightforward. And as Toastmaster, we know that talking in fragments, it's much more sinful thing than using and but and so in the beginning of sentences. The second rule actually applies to any word, which we can use in excess during when we are speaking, leaning on it as on crutches. We shouldn't do it with the, I don't advise you to do it, please. But even without reading, just by scanning, you can say it's a real transcript from National Public Radio Dispatch.
Wow.
Almost every sentence starts with so. It's too much and it should be changed. And the third rule warrants a little bit more attention. It says that usage of and, but, or so in the beginning of sentence should be justified by a purpose or stylistically. And the purpose here does not mean that you can use it for purpose to feel positive. Anyway, they're too short for this. They will not feel anything. That's one of the example. When we connect two complete ideas and making them completed thing, not just items in a list. This is a quote from an ecological journal. And I will not read it. But if we remove the but from the beginning of the second sentence, we actually will remove the link which says that this is useful, but there are problems to be taken care of. To wrap up, I would like to let you know that it's okay to use and but and so in the beginning of the sentence, as soon as you do it gracefully, consciously, and in moderation. Thank you very much.